Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Marv on Air, and today we've got a full studio, which is nice. I'm sure you guys are tired of hearing me talk nonsense. So we got on my left here, Mr. Cole Cremines, and on your left, Mr. Redbone. Boys, how are we feeling? Back in studio.
Just peachy.
Hello, friends.
It's been a while since we've had everyone in here. This is not live, obviously, so it's, it might be shaky, because we're a little bit out of our element. We've been live for so long. I don't know if we'll be able to handle it, but I guess we will see. We got some exciting stuff for you guys today. We're going to be picking against the spread, previewing some of the NFL games this coming weekend, and then giving our best picks just across the board. Which one do we like the most? So pretty excited to get into it. You guys want to just start on
Let's go
Thursday?
chronological.
Yeah, Thursday.
Let's go Bears at Commanders, Thursday night game.
What are you thinking?
I mean, it's pretty much just a movable force meets a stoppable object,
I love
essentially.
that. I love that.
It's just going to be a terrible game. I wish they could somehow flex this to a different time, maybe like 5 a.m. on Sunday or something, or something like that to give us football at a different time, not these two teams at Thursday night.
Yep.
But, I mean, if we go off the algorithm here, our proprietary algorithm that we've developed, we like the Commanders minus 6.5 here.
Agree.
Okay.
I'm on the commie train.
All right, I like that. I think looking at this game, right, you've got Sam Howell, who could be a guy, but Justin Fields, I think we all know, is not the captain of the dumpster fire going on in Chicago. I think something is wrong there where it's not letting him be successful, and I don't have any problems with that pick. I think you might even be able to bump that to like minus 26.5.
Potentially.
In the Commanders' favor. I don't see this going into like a final field goal type game, right? It's going to be...
Or it is, and it's like 10-7.
True. But that's kind of what we thought about the Bears and the Broncos, right?
True.
We thought that one was
True.
going to be really close, and it was, because they were both so
Correct.
bad. Like, it was like...
Well, it ended up being close. The
yeah,
Bears
that's what I'm
handled them
saying.
for a while.
That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. So, so far, our read on the Bears, aside from people before the season saying they were going to take the NFC North, it's been pretty accurate. You know what I'm saying? So
Who said that?
Me.
somebody here.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Wow. You have to be really,
Don't be
really dumb.
surprised.
Really dumb to think that.
Yeah, so that
Here's
one...
some food for thought for you, though. Think about, just for a brief second here, Justin Fields on the Falcons.
I've seen this, and
Yeah.
I don't know if
Twitter's been discussing it. I think the Falcons get better with Justin Fields on their team. I think that the Bears might just be one of the most incompetent sports organizations of all time and are wasting a mid-tier quarterback.
Interesting.
I agree. I think I had those thoughts prior to the football season, more so in favor of Fields rather than the Bears. I think he's a little better than people are giving him credit for.
Absolutely.
I don't know, because I've seen some film breakdowns on Justin Fields that look rough, but he said, like, after that game, it was like, oh, the coaching is, like, getting in my head. So it's entirely possible that the coaching is, like, making him dumber somehow. But when you watch, like, I'll refer you guys to the video I watched, and it's like, man, he's missing reads left and right.
Yeah.
Like, it's bad. So I don't know if I like him on the Falcons more, honestly. I don't think the flip-flop
He'd be
there
better than Desmond Ritter.
by, like, 0.5%.
He'd still be better.
Let me ask you this: Does he target Kyle Pitts more?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
See, that's the other thing. You can just literally be like, Justin, just throw it to, like, a top 3 tight end in the league.
Yep, and
Just
you got
throw it to
Bijan.
him. Yeah. You just hand it to Bijan, just lob it up to Kyle Pitts. That's all you have to do. I think Arthur Smith would be able to figure that out. Eberflus obviously cannot for whatever reason.
Humberflube.
Speaking of Kyle Pitts, though, if Fields went to the Falcons, that would be so much like underutilized talent on one team between Fields, Pitts, and Drake London.
Yeah,
That would be ridiculous.
They'd be frisky.
They would be frisky, but I don't know if they'd be used correctly.
Well, I believe in Artie Smith though. I do. I love his mustache. So
Well, that makes one of us.
that's more than enough.
It makes 2 of us. I'm on the Artie Smith train.
well,
Yeah.
Stay alone.
You stay in your Bears realm over there.
Yeah.
Bears are winning the NFC North this year.
Eberflus is the guy.
Okay. Looks like I personally have Jacksonville versus the Buffalo Bills because that's going to be in London.
That's in London.
In London.
8:30 kicks
Now,
Central Time.
keep in mind, Jags have been in London for a while, so there is going to be
Yep.
like no jet lag here, right? I
Yep.
feel like that's going to be kind of an important, like, you know how we're like, oh, Artie Smith has a mustache, they're going to win this game. That's like a proprietary algorithm, if you will, piece
Yep.
to winning. I think the jet lag is like a real thing. You know what I mean?
I'd agree. My only like thing against that is if any team can beat jet lag, I feel like it's the Bills.
Yeah.
Like I don't think Josh Allen cares. I don't think that their coach Sean McDermott. I mean, he's I think a collegiate wrestler, I believe.
Oh.
He does not care.
Good
Dude's
golfer,
tough
too.
as nails. So I feel like if there's any team that wouldn't really care about the whole sleep schedule stuff and just weird time zone stuff, I feel like it might be the Bills.
Interesting. Do
Yeah.
you have a take on this?
Yeah, I agree because, if there's a team that's traveling a lot, it's definitely the Buffalo Bills up in the northeast corner of the country.
Yeah.
Flying around everywhere. But at the same time, I think I'm going to have to take this as my upset of the week.
Interesting.
With the Jags over the Bills.
Okay. What do we got here for a line? It's 5.5?
5.5. Algorithm here, interestingly, took the Bills minus 5.5.
Okay. I like the Bills here. I'm going to have to...
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the Bills a little bit, but I don't think the Jacksonville, here's my thing, right? Are the Bills going to take Buffalo Wings to London? If they do, they win this game by 50.
Not
if
even
they
close.
don't, then it's a toss-up, and I can see them covering. The Jags covering.
No shade to our algorithm here, but this is just kind of one of those things where I have a gut feeling. Seems like the Bills always have a meltdown at some point.
That was like
They
week
already
1,
had
though.
that.
Yeah, that was week 1.
Who'd they play week 1?
The Jets. And they lost to an Aaron Rodgers-less shit show that night. It was not good.
Well, maybe meltdown part 2 then.
Interesting.
The more you talk about this, the more I'm certain the Bills are going to cover.
I do like the Bills in this one. Okay, so we've got now 7 hours of commercial-free football starts.
Correct. I at least have up next the Saints at the Patriots.
Okay. Now I have to find this line here. It's a pick'em. Okay. Obviously I watch the Patriots. We stink. We're horrible. So I don't know. We got J.C. Jackson, which I don't know if he'll play this week or not, but he played really well when he played for the Patriots. But we are without Christian Gonzalez and Matthew Judon, so our defense is going to be relatively weak. Is Derek Carr hurt, or what's the deal with Jameis?
I mean, I think if Derek Carr plays, and we put a little weight system into one of the variable equations for our algorithm. If Derek Carr plays, the algorithm has the Patriots at minus 1.5.
Okay.
Because the whole idea is that Belichick is going to just coach circles around whoever the Saints coach even is now.
Yep.
I honestly don't know somehow. So I really think the Patriots win this game if Derek Carr plays. Now, if Jameis plays...
There's no way you can coach around that.
Then it's like Saints minus 13.5. Because Jameis is just Jameis. He's electric. He makes every game better.
Yeah.
He's must-watch TV every time he's under center, and it's just awesome. It's either going to be a 70-yard touchdown pass or a 75-yard pick six, and you really don't know which one. But every time he drops back to throw, you're just glued.
So fun.
It's just electric.
Yeah.
So you're saying if Jameis is in, we're pounding the over.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, every throw from
it's
Jameis.
It's like 40.5. Jameis might throw for 8 touchdowns, realistically.
Both ways.
Correct.
Yeah, if you count both. I think you're right. If it's Derek Carr, that's a quarterback that Bill can coach around.
Correct.
If it's Jameis, it's a wild card.
You don't know what's
You
going to happen.
can't coach that. So it's very possible the Patriots fumble the bag there. I think my pick, I'm going to have to go Patriots minus 1. That's what it's at right now. But I agree. If Jameis comes in, I'm turning that game on only. No red zone.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, as a coach, what do you do when you face him? Every time I see a Jameis clip of him just talking on social media, I'm bookmarking it, saving it to camera roll because it is just awesome and it makes you laugh every single time.
I almost wonder if when he gets in, if coaches just kind of sit back and watch as well. And they kind of stop worrying about the game. They're I want to watch Jameis play.
They're we're either going to have 4 picks or get blown out by 30. Yeah. There's no in between either.
I saw Dak had 15 picks last year and people were just screaming about it. How did Jameis Winston throw 30 picks in a season?
Well, he also threw 33 touchdowns or something like that.
It was insane, that line.
He has in the first 3 years in the league, I think he has the record for most touchdowns. But he also he's second in most picks, and the only other person I think ahead of him has 150 in 3 years, and it was the first year of the forward pass essentially.
Yeah.
The dude wore a leather helmet.
Interesting.
It's almost like you just take a super mid quarterback and amplify it by 3. It's like you take a quarterback like that and just say, all right, here you go. Here's the offense.
Yeah.
Because instead of like 12 and 10, you got 33 and 30.
Yeah. I love that, though. It makes it so much more fun to watch.
Literally, like, you make a player in Madden and you turn, like, arm strength, accuracy all the way up, and then just put, like, awareness and decision-making at 0. And you just see what happens. It's so much fun to watch.
It's like one of those YouTube videos where it's like, what will happen if we... You know, it's like an experiment.
It literally, it's like a social experiment, too. Like, viewership has to go way up whenever Jameis is in.
I know they got my view, so...
Oh, yeah.
100%.
Jameis,
yeah.
Awesome.
Jameis is the J.R. Smith of the NFL. That's my take for that.
For me, he's way ahead of that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like, there's Jameis, and then JR's below that.
Okay.
That's a hot take.
Jameis is just Jameis.
I'm high on J.R. Smith, so that's an interesting take.
Interesting. Did you make a pick in that game?
Yeah, I have to go Saints just for the fact that I feel like their weapons are more concrete.
Yeah.
And Kamara and Olave and somewhat Slant Boy.
Yeah. I my thing with the Saints, I had a couple days ago on the pod, I couldn't even remember who Alvin Kamara was because they just don't play, ever. So it's like they might come in and have, 250 yards because, that's what they're capable of, but they might get sat in the second quarter.
Yeah, he scored 21 fantasy points in his first week back. So.
No, I was looking at trading for him, but I didn't. So
he was a 6th or 7th round steal in fantasy drafts this year.
Well, if you're thinking long game, you don't really need to win games to the last few weeks.
Right.
And what do the first 4 weeks matter? You can go 0-4 and then win out. You know what I'm saying?
You just got to get to the playoffs depending on how your league's set up, essentially.
Exactly.
But
all right.
Chronologically,
yeah,
I have Titans at Indianapolis listed next.
What's the line? 1.5.
The current line for this, as we record, is Titans minus 1.5.
Yes. Okay.
Algorithm here. Ooh, this one must have flipped.
Interesting.
Okay, this one flipped.
So it's going back and forth a little bit.
Okay, because the algorithm took the Titans plus 1.5.
I like the Titans to cover as a favorite as well. Personally, I mean,
this was where we had some debate.
Because
when we were going over this game.
Anthony Richardson 360 spike is the most electric celebration I've ever witnessed.
Correct.
But it's still the Colts though.
Correct. But here's the thing. Here's the interesting thing. I'm not worried about the Colts as much this year. I think they're actually somewhat well coached this year. Not that Frank Wright wasn't. I think he's a good coach. He just wasn't the right guy to rebuild that team. Anthony Richardson is an absolute playmaker.
Yep.
What I think is more important here is the Titans. They just came off a big win. Mike Vrabel teams, after coming off a big win when they weren't supposed to do that, normally play down. And it's also vice versa, though, with a Mike Vrabel team. If they get blown out by a bad team, next week they're going to come out swinging.
So let me ask you this. Are you putting more weight in a Titans win or a Bengals loss last week? Which one are you calling that? Because I think it was a Bengals loss.
I agree.
Yeah, it was such dominant fashion though that
but the Bengals just suck. I think we're like, this is going to be a close game. The Bengals might win by 15 because we're like the Bengals will be the Bengals. But I don't think they're going to be the Bengals.
Yeah, but they just handled them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So now this would be a trap game for the Titans.
Okay.
I would like to get into the Bengals more. Do we want to do that now or wait for their match?
Let's wait for their match.
Okay.
Yeah. What do you got?
Well, this one is a frisky one for me. I kind of like both these teams. On one hand, you have the Colts coming back down 20-something on Matt Stafford's Rams and pulling out the win. But on the other hand,
they didn't win that, did they? Puka scored in overtime.
I thought the Colts won.
Rams won in overtime.
Yeah, Rams won that one. Yeah.
Okay. Well,
Puka's only touchdown. Yeah, but it was that's what the Colts are capable of, though.
Right. But on the other hand, what was it? 27-3 Titans.
Yeah.
I mean, that's tough to bet against.
Yeah. I think the Titans are they're the stronger, better team. But it would not surprise me if the Colts just come in and sweep their feet and then they take advantage. That's in the cards.
Absolutely.
Do you have a pick then? Do you have a definitive?
This is tough. I just like the Colts just for the excitement factor.
Yeah. Well, but at a pick 'em, I mean, you're just I don't mind that at all.
Yeah, and for Red's factor of saying with the Mike Vrabel teams, coming out a little lackluster after big wins.
Yeah, 100%. Next week we should do more stats like that, what happens at.
Yeah.
That's the research I have to do for this episode now.
Correct.
Now I know. Okay.
You better be locked in because we're bringing the heat.
We are bringing. Watch us go like
Jameis Winston analysis and Mike Vrabel always choking when he's a favorite.
if Jameis Winston plays at all this year, he will get talked about every episode.
Yeah.
100%. He will be a factor in every pick.
We need to find a way to just like pirate his clips onto the YouTube because they will do insane numbers.
Marv on Air Jameis segment.
Yes, I would watch that. Probably you get at least 40 views out of me. So
that's good.
next chronologically, we have Baltimore at Pittsburgh. Interesting game here. The line is currently at Baltimore -4.
Okay, so what did the Steelers do last week? They looked like absolute garbage.
They looked awful.
Yeah.
Yes.
So and the Ravens surprised me a couple weeks in a row now. I've been counting them out without like J.K. Obviously got that Achilles tear. They just kind of have a lot of injuries across the board. And
They
every
always do.
single week,
Yeah.
but that's why I'm like, okay, but they usually fall off, right? They just have been very good this year. I think they cover this pretty easily.
I agree. That's what the algorithm has here. Ravens.
I have a feeling that they're going to implode at some point. Like it's like
Oh, yeah.
almost inevitable, but I just
But-
don't know what week it's going to be. And the Steelers, I don't think are the team to do it. So I'm going to stick with the Ravens.
Yeah, well, we got a clean sweep there, but it's also something to remember. We're only in week 5. I feel like we're like elbow deep into NFL season right now, and we're still in like this is just getting over that quarter mark of the season, right? We're still kind of teams have figured out who they are, but it's still early. You know, you're not making your playoff push right now, so that's definitely something to consider.
Well, the next game is very interesting here. We have the Carolina Panthers going to Detroit.
Ooh,
Lions 10-point favorites.
interesting. Can they cover 10? That's gonna be tough.
10's a lot of points.
10 is a lot of points.
A lot of points.
What do we think,
Cole?
Yeah, I'm putting
I have-
Cole on the spot here.
I have no doubt the Lions are going to win. 10 points. Is it 9.5 or 10.5?
It's 10 even right
10.
now at this
10
at
even?
this moment.
Well, I don't think the Lions are going to win by less than 10. So if I get a push, so be it. I'm going to take the Lions.
Interesting.
Really?
I like the Lions to cover that line as well, but 'cause-
Algorithm took the Panthers.
interesting.
That's fair. Last week, though, they couldn't, like, the Vikings were imploding all game and they still couldn't pull it off. So I just don't really like the Panthers.
Yeah, and I think the Lions are a pretty high-powered team. Like
They
We've-
can put up 45.
we've seen them do quite well, you know. So I have no problem. There's always one game where it's like, oh, that's a lot of points, and then they beat them by 30.
Yeah.
And then there's like, oh, that's a lot of points, and the underdog wins. You know, like doesn't really make any sense. So that's the one I think that the underdog will not play up to even that line or anything close to it.
Dan Campbell, I'm talking to you right now. Put Jahmyr Gibbs in the damn game.
David's a dog, though.
I don't care.
David's been playing really well. I'm really happy to see that, though. We keep seeing this out of Chicago players, except for, well, I wonder if we'll see that from Chase Claypool. Like,
Perhaps.
Chicago players leave Chicago, they go play well sometimes. Well, I feel like more often than not, but Chase,
Well, the
he
Bears
cut-
are just that bad.
That's what I'm
as
saying.
an organization.
Yeah, so, like, does Chase Claypool, he's going to get cut or traded for, like, that's been announced. Does he leave Chicago and then actually go, like, blossom in
Probably.
L.A. or something? You know?
Yeah, I was going to say, he'll probably end up at, like, the Niners somehow, and then he'll just have, like, 5 touchdowns for 800 yards over the rest of the season.
I saw some stuff about him going to Kansas City, and I don't really love it, to be honest with you.
I think that's how a lot of fans are. I don't think
Nobody
anybody
wants him. Yeah, he's like toxic waste.
Yeah.
Right.
What do you got?
Up next, we have the Houston Texans traveling to Atlanta.
Give me the Texans.
Falcons -2.
Give me the Texans. They'll cover that they'll win. They're going to win that game.
Correct.
They're
Falcons are-
underdogs
Algorithm
right
has
now?
Texans.
I think I'm
Lay
okay.
the house on that.
I'm big on the Stroud train right now.
I got him on the waiver wire. No one else wanted him.
Yeah, I
That's
got
amazing.
him in one of my leagues. I don't remember what it was, but I'm big on Stroud right now. I think he's going to lay the wood to the Falcons.
Holy smokes. I mean, it's kind of a pick 'em as far as money line goes. They're only plus 108, but that might be like my biggest bet of the week. That feels almost like a trap because it's
I agree.
dang. Because I feel like
Texans,
We
baby.
got to figure it out. What's the trap?
Texans,
Right.
baby.
they're playing well though.
They are. And, like, D'Amico Ryan, he kind of just seems like a dog.
Yeah, 100%.
Nico Collins,
Yeah.
Nico's a beast. Where's he
Nico,
out of?
Tank. They have a guy named Tank on their team.
Tank Dell.
Yeah.
Where's Nico out of? Do we
That's a
know?
good question. I don't know.
Is it like
Check that.
Baltimore?
Hot take. Red uniform Texans, best team in the league.
Dude, I said that last
is that
year. No, I
Michigan?
did. Swear to God, I did. Wait, he played there? Oh, Nico?
Nico did, yeah.
Oh, I thought. Okay, where did D'Amico?
D'Amico Ryan?
Yeah, where did he coach last? I'm interested because I thought it was the Ravens or something.
He was a D coordinator at the Texans, wasn't he?
Oh, maybe he just got stepped up. Maybe I'm just
Let's see if we can find his coaching tree as a coach.
Well, last year.
Okay, he was. Oh yeah, he was at San Francisco from 2017 to 2022.
Okay, interesting. Oh, that I remember that. But last year the Texans played the Eagles in their red jerseys and they looked really good against them. And last year they sucked all year. But that game they were in it. So I've been on that red jersey. I don't know if they wear them again this year, but they need to wear them in every game of the playoffs and the Super Bowl if they're able to make a push.
Red uniforms have superpowers, and they're so dope.
It's actually in my Twitter feed. I said those red helmets are giving the Texans superpowers. Swear to God. That's a tweet from my actual feed. You must have read it, I swear.
Maybe the CTE's active. I don't know.
Yeah.
All right, what you got next?
Next we have the New York Giants traveling
I don't care.
down to Miami.
Next game.
They go to Miami. Miami is 10.5-point favorites. I think Miami probably covers this by 30 or 40.
Wow.
This game's the
Their
Giants are
defense
going to
is
score
horrible.
what? 3 points and then 7 in garbage time.
Yeah.
So they score 10.
Garbage time would be
Lions
a
are
backdoor
scoring
cover.
at least 40.
Yeah.
I'm glad.
Dolphins.
Yeah.
Or Dolphins, yeah. My
Super
apologies.
pumped to not be playing against Mostert this week.
Yeah, or any of those guys.
Yeah,
Any one of their guys that run under a 4.5, which is basically their whole team.
correct.
So,
What a just
Including Mike Daniels.
yeah.
Yeah, literally.
What a great strategy by him though. He's like, just give me all the fast guys.
he did what the
Like,
Raiders
all
have been
of them.
trying to do for
Yeah,
the
it's
last
like,
10 years.
Literally, just give me every fast player, and we'll just figure it out from there.
It's
Yeah.
just his team stayed out of prison. That's the
No,
difference.
yeah, they were able to
Yeah.
run fast on the field, not in a car.
Okay.
No, I like.
Wow.
Yeah, I like the Dolphins to cover that, but my fear would be a backdoor cover, because not that the Giants are doing that, they just stink all around.
They're not going to score more than 10 points though.
There's nothing I hate more than a garbage time cover.
It's horrible. It's like
It should be outlawed.
Gut wrenching.
it's horrible.
I hate it.
Outlawed. Jail time.
I agree. I like the Dolphins there though. Did you make a pick?
Yeah, I want the Dolphins.
Okay.
Yeah.
I feel like this is a clean sweep then.
Yeah, that one's easy.
Is it
Well,
did the
That one's-
algorithm?
that-
Did the algorithm give that? one?
algorithm had Dolphins, so yeah.
Okay.
So far, we've been pretty spot on with what the algorithms gave us and what we've all decided.
Against the spread, I'm 34-28
It's weird
too.
how that works.
So
Yeah.
okay.
Numbers don't lie, though.
Numbers
So
don't lie.
next we have interesting game here. I think this might spark a little conversation. We have Cincinnati going to Arizona. Cincy favored by 3.
I'm gonna let Cole go here because he wanted to get in on this when the Titans were talked about.
I was just curious as to what your guys' opinion on is what's the issue with Cincinnati? What's different? What is the thing that is, clogging up the machine? The only thing that I can think of that's different is they improved their O-line.
Right.
So what's going on?
Yeah. What do you got?
Well, Burrow is hurt.
I think that's the thing.
That's the thing.
I think it's
Burrow's,
stopping him.
They've told him not to play, and he's like, "No, I'm
gonna
playing."
play.
So
I
it
think
seems like you can kind of tell it just watching them, watching him. One, you can tell, okay, he obviously Ben Roethlisberger in year 18 moved better than
Yeah.
Burrow's moving right now,
Right.
And the defense knows that as well, and the coaching staff knows that, and the play calls are way different. It's like we're gonna try to make him not move, and we're gonna try to get the ball out of his hand in about a second maximum.
I think the move for him to come in when they were down 0-2 and win that game was the worst possible outcome for their season.
Correct.
Because if they lose that game, then they let him rest up.
Correct.
But because he won, he's like, I came in and, I'm not saying he said this, but I'm sure there's a part of him that's like, I came in and won that game. Let me play. Because I can win games.
Yeah.
You know
Who's
what I
their
mean?
backup?
It's not like anyone on the radar. You'd have to look it up.
Get Andy Dalton back in Cincinnati.
Oh my!
I want to see some Red Rocket action.
That would be sick.
That would be nice.
That
I
would be
like
really
that.
cool. Well, who's he
Where's-
play for now? Is that
He
what
was
you're
on,
gonna
he was
ask
on the
me?
Cowboys. He was on the Saints.
He's a vet though.
Yeah,
he's
where is he?
Jake
right now?
Browning.
Jake Browning. Oh yeah, I know him.
Yeah. Well, no, you don't. Okay. Yeah. I think that is the issue though.
He balled
Is-
out though back when he was in college.
Where's Andy Dalton
Interesting.
at right now? Can we get that?
Look that up and then give me
He's
your
at
take on
the
the.
Saints, isn't he?
Is he still?
I don't think so.
Thought
He was last year or something.
Yeah. Last
Oh
year.
no,
he
he's at the Panthers. We knew
Right.
that.
Yeah.
We knew that.
Yeah. Okay.
Great
So-
podcast in here, just looking everything up.
Right.
But,
Well, that's how we do it.
Sorry,
course.
team.
naturally. So what are you taking, Cole?
Yeah, that's your question. We gave you your
Cincy?
answer.
-3.
Well, Redden and I talked about this last Sunday's slate. The Cardinals, sneaky good.
And they're an
No.
underdog here.
Mm-mm.
What?
We said sneaky, not bad.
Sneaky, not bad.
Very big
There's a
difference.
big difference.
Sorry,
Very big
sneaky, not
difference.
bad. And the Bengals are very abruptly bad right now. So I'm
Yeah,
going to take
blatantly.
sneaky, not bad, and take the Cardinals.
Correct.
I like the
3
Cardinals
points?
cover. Yeah.
Like, if Cincy does win, I feel like
I might take
it's
Cardinals money line.
20-21.
Interesting. I was going to say if Cincy wins, it's going to be like 24-10. But
Yeah,
the
that could
Cardinals have
happen
been
as
able
well.
to score.
And
That's
their
the thing.
defense is actually, like, pretty stout.
Yeah, like that's why I like the Cardinals here because I think they'll keep the Bengals out and just do what they have to get. 3 points.
Yeah, I think this will be actually a really interesting game. It'll be a good, like, reality check for both teams. Where are
Yeah.
they actually at?
Have you looked at Josh Dobbs on fantasy at all?
Is he doing
They
numbers?
projected him 18 this week.
Wow,
I know.
interesting.
Big boy numbers for the man.
Yeah, yeah. He's the one. He's our quarterback, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that says a lot. But he's the one that didn't have his jersey. Did you see that TikTok?
Didn't
Yeah.
have his jersey.
He went into the team shop to buy his jersey and they didn't have it.
Oh, I thought you meant like pre-game. Like, they don't have his
He's like out
jersey?
there in just a bare pads.
That would be awesome.
Uh,
All right, up next we have Philadelphia traveling to Los Angeles to face the Rams.
4.5
Eagles
point
Rams,
favorites.
4.5 for the Eagles. Cole?
Yeah, I think the Eagles are going to do their thing here. I think they're just pretty much going to take control of the game right from the start and not let it go.
More than likely.
Yep.
Here's my problem with it. The Rams, I think, are pretty good, and Cooper Kupp could potentially be coming back this week. He hasn't been announced that he will or anything, but I think they're good in a lot of situations. The problem is the Eagles will get into a 4th and 1. They're going to get their brotherly shove, which I don't have any issue with, but I'm just saying they're going to get that play, and it takes the wind out of the sails of the opposing team every time because
Absolutely.
they know they're like, well, we're not going to be able to stop this, and then once you get in that mindset, they're just toast. So
Yeah.
I want to take the Rams to cover, but this is going to be like, let's say 27-20. Like they're going to cover that
Yeah.
number.
Oh, yeah.
So I have to take the Eagles here. I don't want to, but that's my pick.
Yep.
The Eagles, they feel like they're good for at least like 24 points a game, pretty much guaranteed.
Yeah.
Like they're not going to put up 40, but they're not going to get held under 20 pretty much. Like,
Yeah.
They just drive it right down the field, and you really can't stop them.
Yeah. And their drives might take like 10 minutes. But
Correct.
It's
Yeah.
like that's part of their game plan. Just run the clock, get a guaranteed 7.
Yeah.
It's money.
One thing that just crossed my mind, I wonder what the difference is in the average amount of possessions is in an Eagles game compared to a regular NFL game. I bet you it's severely lower.
I would assume.
Yeah.
They've got a
yeah.
pretty stout
Well, their time of
defense.
possession is nuts,
Just
I think.
stupid high it feels. I don't know
Right.
if it actually is, but it feels like it.
Yeah.
They'll have
I
like a
think
drive
it
that lasts a quarter.
statistically is, yeah.
Yeah, it has to be.
Yeah, you would think.
Well, up next, we got a fun one.
Ooh.
Cowboys, Niners.
The
That's
New
what I'm
York
thinking.
Jets travel to Denver. Denver, -1.5.
That is
Shit show of the week.
How is that possible?
No, that's Thursday night.
How is that possible that Broncos are actually favored in this?
Yeah, I don't know.
How
That's
is-
why I'm taking
how?
the Jets.
Yeah.
If Zach
feels
Wilson
like a
plays
trap.
like a skeleton of what he did against the Chiefs, they'll win by 20.
Correct.
Feels like a trap again.
It does. There's too many trap games. It's only 1 or 2 that are going to be trap games. I don't know which one it is. But well, it's not like all of them are trap games, obviously. That doesn't make sense.
No, they have to be.
I
If it
think
feels like a trap, it definitely is.
the Broncos are 1-3. Is that right? They beat the Bears last week.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So they're 1-3. So
Impressive
they
win.
got their win.
Barely. That
I
was,
think-
that was when Fields was looking like an all-star and then crumbled.
Interesting. So I'm going to take the Jets because it's basically a pick 'em. Let's say Zach Wilson plays like half of what he does, right?
And they
And
win.
then they just don't crumble.
Correct.
So I like the Jets here.
I agree.
Okay. As an underdog.
Next game is a fun one here.
What do we got?
KC traveling up to Minnesota. Chiefs, -4.
Interesting. I'll let you go first.
I like the Chiefs here by like a lot.
Okay.
They're going to score 35.
Yeah. The
Yeah.
Vikings have done nothing.
Yeah, I agree, but the Vikings feel like they're so close to just kind of like stringing it together. Like if they take out some mistakes here and there, they'll be pretty damn close to where they were last season. And it feels like a matter
Yeah.
of when's that going to happen for them. So, as much as I do like the Chiefs, I don't know. I'm going to take Chiefs spread, but
I'm going to take the Vikings to cover. Feels like
Really?
this might be the game where they do string it
where they
together.
figure it out.
But not so much that. The Chiefs play everyone close, it feels like.
They
Like
do
everyone
kinda
thought
play
they're
down.
Yeah, like not that they don't lose those games, but they don't. I'm taking the Vikings to get within 4. I think that's a good safe pick.
I'm going Chiefs here.
Yeah, I am too.
Okay.
I think 4 is.
I don't think it's going to be
That's
this week
enough.
for them, but coming forward here soon, I think the Vikings are going to pick it up pretty quick.
Interesting. That's
They're
a
going
hot
to move
take.
into the frisky fun category.
Correct.
At some point here.
They have to. I mean,
Eventually.
look at the amount of production they're getting out of Kirko and JJ.
Yeah.
It is nuts. but-
Yeah. It's a weird team. It's
It
just
is.
like I don't know what to make. Like they suck, but they're not bad.
No.
You know what I mean? It's a weird team.
Well, as bad as that Thursday night game is, we make up for it on Sunday night.
Hell yeah.
Dallas travels to San Fran. San Fran -3.5.
Cole's initial team, not the San Francisco 49ers, but the Cowboys before the Chiefs got good. So,
Correct.
What do you think, Cole? What is your original favorite team going to cover the 3.5 point spread here?
That's a great question. I do not feel strongly, but if you take a gun out, put it to my head, like you are right now, I would say, all right, San Francisco is probably going to win by more than that.
Interesting.
I would agree. I like San Fran here a lot.
The Cowboys defense got it figured out last week. Without Trayvon, looked like things were going to be in question. They were able to get it figured out, but that's just such a damn good 49ers team. You got CMC, who's pretty much a guaranteed 25 points in fantasy, and then Debo, like Brandon Ayuk's been coming out of his shell. Kittle, like I just don't know. It's not like I'm like, oh, I don't know how the Cowboys are gonna be able to stop them, but like that's just such a good team. I don't know if you can take the Cowboys to cover 3.5.
It's also Kyle Shanahan versus Mike McCarthy. Like,
Right.
obvious, like the team, even if you were to want to say that the teams are pretty equal, which they're not, the coaching difference is insane here.
And the 49ers defense is so good, I'm wondering if they're able to get 2 takeaways. And if the 49ers win the turnover battle, they're going to win this game handily.
Correct.
So,
My thought here is if both teams play their perfect game, it's a toss-up. I don't know what happens. But the thing is, it feels like the 49ers don't have those bad games like the Cowboys
Correct.
do.
Yeah.
They don't have those mishaps, so I think you got to go 49ers.
I like that. I like that analysis.
Yeah.
I do.
Well, then we wrap it up Monday night in Vegas. Green Bay Packers head to Vegas. Packers -1.
Interesting.
How we feeling about that one?
Well, looking at it, doesn't look pretty. But it's a Devontae game, right? Devontae will be
Yep.
at home against the Packers. So, you know what? I like the Packers to cover this.
Yeah.
I do. Packers are good
What
I'd
a
agree.
shitty game.
for a Monday night.
Yeah.
Well, look at our Thursday. Or everything but Sunday this week is like. But we get early morning Sunday night or Sunday football.
Correct.
Like that's a great day when you get to wake up immediately to football and it goes for 12 hours.
Last week, I didn't realize there was that early morning London game.
Yeah.
Woke up hungover on Sunday morning, turned on the TV. I'm like, no way.
Yeah.
Let's go. And
Yeah.
I open up DraftKings. $20 no sweat bet.
Oh, look at that.
Falcons Jags game. It hits.
Oh.
I'm like, let's go. I'm feeling great right now.
Best start to a Sunday in the last 5 weeks.
God,
Gotta
took the
be.
hangover right away. It was awesome. It was awesome.
Okay.
But regarding the Monday night game, I have no feelings either way. It's a shitty game, but the one thing that I am kind of feeling is Devontae comes out angry in prime time and wants to stick it to his old team and goes off, so I'm going to take the Raiders.
Ooh.
My counterpoint to that is just that Devontae feels like he goes off in every game. Like it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He'll go for 240 and they'll lose by 12.
So what's his going off if he feels like he goes off every game? Maybe he drops 400 yards.
True. What if Devontae
world may never know.
570 receiving yards?
Don't see that happening.
No, I think the Packers cover.
All right.
It's a pick 'em basically. As long as
Josh
they don't lose.
McDaniels is bad.
But the Packers are the team that like it's like, oh, it's a 1-point spread, it's a pick 'em. Like it always seems to land on 1 point for them.
Yeah.
Like against
Yeah.
the Falcons.
Well, they're just so average everywhere.
Yeah.
Like everywhere.
And not like an Eagles average where it's like we're not going to score 40, we're not going to score 10.
Yeah.
It's like they're just like actually average everywhere.
Yes.
Yeah.
If you're looking for some sneaky fantasy value at quarterback, though, Jordan Love is the guy. He's
yeah.
been doing pretty good.
Yes.
Fantasy-wise, I should say.
Right. Fantasy numbers don't necessarily equate to in-game, but
No.
I'm agreeing with you. I'm just saying forewarned. But all right, so now we're gonna pick an underdog, a favorite, and an over/under.
Yep.
Okay.
What we like the best here.
All right. What do you want to start
Snake
with?
draft. You can't double down. Cole, we'll let you go first.
What category are we starting with?
Favorite. Pick your favorite.
Out of any of the games?
Any
Yep.
game.
Which one I think is the most concrete? Is that what that is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you need to look
Pick
at the
your
slate?
favorite.
Yeah, let me look through this quick.
I wanna be able to see it,
Someone
too.
else go. I
Way to
wasn't
be
thinking
prepared,
about
Cole.
this. Well, if I have first pick, I think the most obvious underdog to go with is the Houston Texans.
Okay.
That's what I wanted. Okay. If you're gonna take the Texans money line, then I think I'm gonna go Jets money line.
You're going to take the Jets?
That's a good one, too. Damn it.
Okay. Well, so you both took your underdogs. So
Yep.
I'm going to pick that last now, obviously, because I have my pick
You don't have to
of
pick
the
it.
bunch.
Yep.
My favorite. Yeah, I'm going to take my favorite, and I'm going to take. This is a toss up here for me, but I think I'm going to go with the Eagles minus 4.5
Okay.
As your favorite what?
as my favorite.
Okay.
Okay. Gotcha. Now
My
it's
minus sign
you're up
pick.
again.
Yep. So here
You're
I'm gonna,
not picking them against the spread though. You're picking a money line.
No, we're picking against the spread.
Oh. Okay. I thought we were picking money lines.
No.
Okay. Well, perfect. We get an extra couple points there.
Nice.
All right. So
Yeah.
you're taking the Eagles cover. Then
Correct.
what's your next pick?
And then I'm going to take the under in the Bills-Jags game.
Interesting. Don't mind that, especially in London. I think
Don't do it.
I think the strategic play here to play is to do the total. So I'm gonna go with the under in the Miami Dolphins New York Giants game.
That's a lot of points.
Sitting at 48.5.
A lot of points.
Dolphins are going to come out early. The only way that I see this going over is if we get a backdoor garbage time, couple touchdowns or something.
And that leaves me to take the under on the Philadelphia Eagles Los Angeles Rams game at 50.5.
A lot of points.
That is a lot of
points.
points for a team that runs the ball a lot.
All right, who's your favorite?
And my favorite spread of the week is San Francisco minus 3.5.
Okay. Not a bad pick.
Well, then,
if we're not doing money line, if we're doing spread.
Yeah.
Yeah, spread.
Yeah.
correct.
Spread. My favorite favorite here. I like the Ravens minus 4. I like that one a lot.
Yeah, it's
I
not
was
too
thinking
shabby.
about that one too.
Not too shabby.
All right, what do
Wrap
you
it
got?
up. My underdog of the week. Give me the Colts plus
Nice.
1.5.
That's a good one.
Don't mind that one either. Look at
I feel like
that.
that went pretty well.
That was good.
Good work,
I feel
gentlemen.
like
What do you guys think?
we're all gonna go 3-0
Yeah.
naturally.
Okay.
I don't think there was any picks there where someone was like picked and we were like, ooh.
Ooh. Yeah.
I don't think we contradicted each other either.
No.
Yeah.
That was good.
So it's all every man for himself. We can root for each other now.
No, I'm still rooting against you.
Oh, okay. Interesting. Well,
Valid.
Well, not you, just Cole.
yeah. Well, valid.
Yeah.
Well, you had
be
a couple
expected.
takes today that were just kind of out of left field. You want to give them your hot take of the week?
What do you want me to just sit over here and be vanilla or what?
No, I'm just
trying
saying-
to make it spicy.
Yeah. Well, let's hear your hot take of the week then, because I guess this will be our closing segment. Cole's hot take of the week.
Oh, is this the geography one?
Yeah.
All right.
This was brought up before the show. I just have to put this in.
Hot take of the week. If your city is known for pizza, you suck at football.
And can you tell me like a couple teams just to?
Chicago Bears, I love a good deep dish pizza, and I hate watching the Bears play football. They suck. All right, where do
Another
we go
one?
next for pizza cities? New York City. Makes me think of the New York Giants.
Not
Other,
very good.
other end of the pizza spectrum, we're getting some thin pizza,
Yeah.
and we're getting thin point totals from the Giants. Not
What
good.
What a great line.
And when I think of the New York Jets, I think more of New Jersey. You know who loves New Jersey pizza?
Taylor Swift.
Stool Presidente.
Ah, yes.
Loves New
He
Jersey
does.
pizza.
He does.
Jets do not love winning. So, there you have it.
Interesting. What about another team that's like really known for their pizza? Like the Detroit Lions? Is that
I don't
that?
think of Detroit right away when I think of pizza. I think of Rusty.
So it's-
I think
or
of
is
It's
Detroit-
pizza cities that Cole thinks of.
Oh, got it. Got
Yeah.
it.
Literally two of them.
Correct. Williamsburg, Iowa, great pizza city. Shout out Pizza House. We don't even have a football team.
What?
In the NFL.
Oh, oh yeah, of course. I was gonna say we're gonna probably
Our high school
state
team's
this year.
solid.
Yeah. Shout out Lee.
Yeah.
Lee comes on, tells us how good they are, and you're like, "Fuck the Raiders." It's so unnecessary. Why would you do that?
Well, we're talking NFL
Well,
strictly.
so what is Detroit pizza? Is it just square? Deep
Yeah,
dish?
see, you don't even know what it is.
But I'm saying, like, what makes them different? Like, everyone talks about Detroit pizza. Isn't it just, like, rectangle?
I think a lot of them.
I've never
square.
heard anybody talk about Detroit pizza ever.
It's definitely a thing.
Oh yeah.
It's definitely a thing.
Can you tell me what kind of pizza it is, Red?
Pepperoni.
Detroit-style pizza is a rectangular pan pizza with a thick, crisp, and chewy crust. It
So,
is
like,
traditionally topped
lasagna.
to the edges with mozzarella and/or Wisconsin brick cheese, which caramelizes against the high-sided, heavyweight rectangular pan.
Heavyweight champion.
So it's like,
In other
it's like a
words-
Little Caesar's deep dish.
yeah,
In other words, it looks delicious.
I can't get behind lasagna pizzas though. Like, just make one or the other.
Yeah.
To me, so maybe that's like the outlier because I don't consider it a pizza as much as I consider it a lasagna.
Deep dish? Is that what you're talking about?
The Detroit style. It's literally a rectangle like a lasagna, and it's
Oh.
like super deep. That
So
sounds
what
like
about
lasagna.
Chicago then, though. Chicago.
But they put sauce on the top, so they like reinvented pizza.
Well, I feel like that's more of a lasagna by your metrics.
I feel like your sample size on this is too small.
What do you mean? Like I've never bought a Detroit
No,
pizza?
Cole's take.
Yeah.
Well, those
It's
are the
two
only
cities.
those are the only two cities I think of when I think of pizza.
So that's like saying if you are famous for your wings,
Then you're
also
good at football.
football.
Yeah, because there's one team that's known for their wings.
yeah, correct.
Okay.
I agree.
Or like if your city has like
Okay, let's think of something else. Barbecue, Kansas City barbecue. You got good barbecue. Got a
Nashville.
good football team. They've
no,
been
they have
pretty good.
chicken. They're also chicken.
Memphis barbecue.
Oh, I don't know anything about. I don't like barbecue that much. So
What the hell is wrong with you?
well, that's my hot take of the week.
Texas does a lot of barbecue.
Texas
Some
does a
good
lot
football's
of.
played in Texas.
Do they do
A lot
like
of good
brisket in Texas?
Oh, yeah,
That's
they
like
love
their
their
thing?
brisket
Yeah,
down there.
they got like Buc-ee's,
In
which they
Oklahoma.
sell brisket in a gas station.
That is awesome.
I mean, credit to Texas for that.
Yep.
Shout out Texans. All right, so you guys will be back next Wednesday. We're
Next
going to do this
Wednesday.
again. We're going to go through really quickly our picks. We'll kind of talk about our misses and our makes, our deep balls.
What misses?
Exactly. We're not going to have any, so that'll be really short.
Lots
and then
of makes.
Yep. And then we might actually be having you guys come in this Friday, potentially. We might be doing a 4-man college football preview.
Can lay down the college football mega max bet.
Yeah, we might. Who knows? That's definitely up in the air. And then tomorrow, we will be releasing another super exclusive pod. Be sure to return for that. But with that being said, Redden.
Deuces.